friends, welcome back to my channel. For today's video I will be doing my monthly wrap up for March, and I only have 5 books for this month. Also, side note, I have a mic that is supposed to come in the mail today. I wanted to do this video with the mic to test if the sound would be better, but as you can probably guess, it is not here yet, and I didn't want to wait to I don't know when, so I will do this video like I normally do with the camera audio, and I hope the next video I will be able to use my mic, so maybe the sound will be better next time, fingers crossed. And yeah, let's get into this wrap up. I will keep my Goodreads here to look at my review because I don't remember everything that I have written about this book. But the first book that I read this month is The Puppy War. I read this in a reading vlog. I don't remember which one it was. I'm pretty sure it was the first that I posted this month. So yeah, I read this. I gave this book 3 stars and I did not enjoy it that much. I didn't really know what I was going into for this series. I just heard that it was good and I didn't know anything else other than that. If I had known that this series does not end well, like the overall series, not just this book, the series, it's not a happy series. This is about war, and war is, you know, sad. It does not always end well for everyone. If I had known that beforehand, maybe I would have gotten into this series with something else in mind, but I thought this was just a normal fantasy but about war, and it's not the first book that I read about war, but this one really, I did not enjoy the ending. It's not what I love in a book, but it's more realistic, if I can say that. I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah, it's not really my cup of tea. I usually read it to like escape and to think about other things and to, I don't know, be happy. But this series pissed me off a lot and I was just not happy. Never, not a single moment. I was either angry or confused or sad. So yeah, but I get the point as to why this series is so popular and so good for other people. It's really realistic without being a real story. It is inspired by the Second Sino-Japanese War. So there you go. I will explain a little bit more about this book. We are following Rin. Her name is Runin Fang, and she is an orphan of war. 2 puppy wars happened, and these books, this series, is the 3rd puppy war. She's an orphan and she was taken by a family. They have 1 boy and they are like 2 adults, and they don't really treat her well. It's not a wealthy family, so they are struggling and they have to feed themselves plus Ren. She does not feel welcome in this family and she was supposed to marry like an old dude. She didn't want that, obviously, and her solution for that was to take an exam to go to like a war school. I don't remember the name. So she asked her teacher to teach her for free, and that's what she did. She ended up doing a test and scoring high enough to go to that war school, and since she had to go there, she didn't have to marry that old dude. In the first book, we mostly follow Rin at school, and she makes one good friend, and his name is Kite. She also has an enemy, and his name is Neza. There are other students, but they are a little bit less important in this one. She also has like a lot of teachers. I think there are 5 or 6 that are there for specific things, like combat. I know lore. Yeah, there's one that is lore, and when you pass your first year, you are selected by one of the teachers to be in their class, so you have an armband with the color that is for that teacher. But in lore, no student has an armband, so there's no color, no student at all. This teacher is like there but does nothing. And yeah, most of the story is about her and her studies. At the end of the book, there are 3 parts in this book, so I think in part 3 or maybe half of part 2, the war has begun, and now she has to fight even if she hasn't finished all her years in school. And then the second book that I read is the second book in this series. It is The Dragon Republic. And also, all the books in this series were so long to read. Oh my god. Sometimes one chapter took me like 30 minutes and maybe an hour to read. One chapter. I couldn't just go in my bed and say, oh, I'll read one chapter before bed, because it could take me a while. I did not enjoy that. And sometimes the chapters were like 5-10 pages. I don't really like that. Okay, so as I was doing my review for the third book, I saw that my camera wasn't recording anymore, and it stopped when I started to make my review about this book, so I will just do that again. For this book, I gave 3.75 out of 5, and it was my favorite out of the 3. I still did not enjoy it enough to make this series enjoyable, but yeah, it was my best read out of the 3. In this book, we still follow Ren, and since the war started in book 1, we are following the continuation of this war, but it takes a new turn. If you didn't know, and I'm pretty sure it's not a spoiler, Rin has the power of the phoenix. She can call the fire, so she is like really good ally in this war. She's a powerful weapon, if you can say that. So she really is needed in this book. I think, yeah, in this one she is learning how to control her powers more, and she grows a lot in this book. That's what I liked. In book 1 she was a little bit inexperienced with what she was capable of, and in this one she learned a little bit more tricks, especially at one place with Kite. Ooh, and a lot of things happened, and at the end of this book there's a lot of action, so when you finish this one you really want to go into book 3, because the end is really great compared to the other ones. I still like Kite. He's there to make people think and Ren really needs to think, because she's always acting and not thinking about what she is doing, will be doing, and the impact of her doing these things. And I really don't like that. I just saw in my review that I say, I hope book 3 is better, please make it better. It was not. So we'll go into book 3. I'm pretty sure I said in my last reading vlog that I initially gave the book 2 stars, and after reading some reviews I bumped it at 3 stars, and I get a little bit more why it ended the way it did. It's not supposed to be a fun book or a fun series, as I said earlier, but I didn't know that. This one is again about war, but it takes a big turn compared to book 2. It's almost like a new war, but I'm pretty sure it's still the Third Puppy War. It was interesting. The thing is, I feel like a lot of small things happened, and every time they happened I thought that things were going well, and then they were not. And then another thing happened and I thought they were going well, and they were not. And the same thing happened through all the book, and I don't know why I kept thinking that things would end up great, because they never did. I'm still a little bit confused at the end about one character in particular, that I still don't know if she did what Rin suspected that she did. It was not really clear. In my mind, actually, I thought that this person was not great from the start, but at the end, when everything happened with Rin and this person, I was not so sure because of how this person reacted. So I'm even more confused. I feel like in this book, Rin was a little bit crazier. And I get that when you have a god in your head, the phoenix, people with any god were either going mad or were dying. So maybe this is why she felt a little bit crazier in her decision and reactions. But yeah, I didn't like that at all. And at the end she was like, oh, I don't get why these people made these decisions, I would never. And then she did, like a page later, and it was like, oh, I get why they did it now. What? Yeah, Rin is not in my heart. And actually, Rin is only powerful because of the phoenix, because when she does not have the phoenix power, she's really not that great, not that good. Yeah, she's not the brightest, she's not the strongest, she's not the fastest, she's not really anything except when she has the phoenix power. So yeah, she's pretty much useless when she can't use a fire, and it's strange for a main character to be like just bad overall in 3 books, except when you have the fire. Yeah, so that's something, because I feel like in other series the main character are like either powerful because of their magic, but they are still powerful when they don't have it, or they are just powerful and they don't have magic at all, they're just good. But for her, if the phoenix didn't exist, she would like be no one. She wouldn't be an exceptional soldier at all. She just likes rule and people telling her what to do, but that's pretty much it. She's like not great. So yeah. And now for the two final books that I read this month. The first one is the first book in the Smart Smith series, and then I read the second book in the Smart Smith series. These books were really easy and fast to read, and after these books that took me so long to read, I didn't have enough time left in the month to read books, and I didn't want to just have read 3 books. So I chose to read easy, silly little romance in the Regency era. Pretty sure that's what it is. So the first one is about Honoria and Marcus. This is a brother's best friend love story, and Marcus is a lot older than Honoria, like not 10 years old, but like still like more than 1, 2 or 3 years. So something happened with Daniel, who is Honoria's brother, and he had to go out of town, and out of town is out of the country. So shame was cast on her family for what he did, and she still wanted to find a husband. So in this story we have Honoria, who's trying to find a husband, and Marcus, who was asked by Daniel to look after Honoria and to make sure she doesn't end up with like a dumbass for a husband. So for a lot of years, I think it was like 3 years, he was always watching her at gatherings and keeping weirdos out. And yeah, in this one they end up like meeting, and then he got hurt and she had to take care of him, and they just ended up falling in love. And that's pretty much the whole story. It's only like 330 pages, so it's really fast to read. The writing is huge, the margin are huge, so yeah, cool story. I gave this one I think 3 or 3.5 because it was like a nice and cute little story, but I didn't really feel the passion, feel the spark or anything between the characters. Like, I knew they like each other, but I didn't really feel it that much. So yeah, but this one was a little bit more enjoyable, and I actually finished it yesterday. And this one is about Daniel, who is Honoria's brother, and about Anne. She is his cousin's governess, like the woman who like teaches things to his like little cousin. She is really mysterious, and Daniel is well, he's back and he has enemies because of what he did before he had to go. And Anne is also a little bit mysterious and has an enemy. We find out like who he is and what happened for him to be really angry with her. And their story starts really fast. Actually, they end up kissing at like page 37, and this is in chapter 1. Yeah, so it's really fast. They are attracted to each other instantly, but for her it's a little bit different because him and Marcus fought in like at the end of this book, and this one is like right after, so he is still bruised in the face, and he has like one eye that is still closed, so she cannot see his whole face correctly. But yeah, they really do like each other from the beginning. So she's not from honorable and wealthy and whatever family, and he is. So they are not supposed to end up together, but he really doesn't care, and he likes her a lot. So he's always the one trying to find excuses to go see his cousins, and um, ending up being with Anne. So I enjoyed this one a little bit more than this one, but they are both cute and fast little stories. And if you like the Bridgerton or just the Regency era, I would recommend these books, and overall any Julia Quinn books. And that is pretty much it for this monthly wrap up. I know I did not talk too great about the Puppy War, but honestly, if you're into reading books about the war that don't really end up well and everything is chaotic and the female main character is young and rash, maybe this series will be for you, but it was just not mine. So yeah, these are the 5 books that I read. If you have read any of those and you want to talk about them, you can comment down below, and it will be my pleasure to talk with you. And if you want to talk about anything else, you can also comment down below, and it will be my pleasure to talk with you. With that, I will see you in the next one. Bye!